What is up, y'all? I'm back from my hiatus, my 3-day hiatus of, not uploading. That means y'all get to hear my beautiful, sexy voice again as we talked about the NBA. So, first up, just a little, talk about the channel. Haven't been uploading consistently because, I got a social life, believe it or not. So, we're going to start working on uploading more consistently. And while the upload, amount of uploads might go down, the quality is going to go up. So, that's a pretty cool thing. Subscribe to the channel so I stay motivated so I can, do something, I guess. Like the video if you just, particularly like this video, and comment down below how you feel about this one. I'm not really sure how I feel about this one, honestly. But, we'll get there together. So, Minnesota Timberwolves. Who should they trade for? Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, they've had, an interesting offseason. Got rid of Andrew Wiggins, thank the Lord. But in exchange for him, they sold their soul defensively. Okay. So Karl Anthony Towns, for all of his amazing skills at the center position offensively, at least, he is ranked 69th out of 70 centers for defensive plus minus, right? Which, saying, simple, he sucks at defense, right? And then you also have D'Angelo Russell, who, even when healthy, is not good at defense, right? He sucks at defense too. Jarrett Culver, he was drafted with the idea that he would become a defensive specialist one day, but he still has, yet to get there, right? Josh Okiogi, I'm unsure of how you pronounce his name. Apologies, but he is the only, guy that I would, call a good defender, I guess. A above average defender. We'll go with that. Right? So their goals here need to be growing their roster and focusing on defense. But while defense is a, extremely big issue, there is, the theory going around the NBA right now. We can see it with the Brooklyn Nets that you need to sell out offensively in order to win, right? Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden, none of those guys are really good defenders, right? And seeing as how they've, traded for all of those guys and have just an amazing offense, an offense that can win games, it's bringing up the theory that you don't need amazing defenders. You just need to outscore the other team. So going with this theory, I found one potential trade target that, I was like, this could happen, potentially. Like, why not? And then there's another trade target I'll talk about for a little bit. I didn't do as much research for that one. But, yeah, let's just get right into it. So I propose that the Minnesota Timberwolves trade for John Collins of the Atlanta Hawks. Reason for this trade: they don't have a suitable power forward yet next to Karl Anthony Towns for the future. Jared Vanderbilt, not it. Sorry, but that's a nope from me, right? And John Collins is very good. He wants out of Atlanta, as mentioned before, and he just filled a role on their roster. So, John Collins, let's talk about it a little bit. In the 2019-2020 season, he averaged 21.6 points from the field, shooting 58% in general and 40% from three. So he's a stretch four that can shoot extremely well all around. Okay? You're not getting some, Rudy Gobert type, who would be helpful to the team. That's a topic for another day. But anyways, you're not getting a Rudy Gobert type. You're getting a very good player offensively. That, along with the 10.1 rebounds and 1.5 assists, shows that he is a very good offensive playmaker, right? Now, defense is not his specialty at all. However, he has improved significantly from when he was first drafted onto the team. And while I'm not going to call him a defensive specialist or anything close to that, he is very much improved at defense. Better than Karl Anthony Towns is what I'm trying to say here. At 6'9", 235, he would likely be able to handle the center position in a Bam Adebayo role almost. The quicker, faster, smaller guy. Now, I'm not comparing him to Bam Adebayo on defense at all. I'm just saying that based off their weight and height, they look similar, right? Now, the contract issue is an issue, right? That's just the simplest way to put it. He turned down $90 million over 5 years from the Atlanta Hawks, meaning that if you're the Timberwolves, you're going to have to offer him more than that. And even then, there's a chance he walks unless you're able to secure the extension before the trade. right? The issue with that is that's a lot of money for John Collins, and if you give him that much money, you have to be sure that he is going to, be suitable as the second superstar or third superstar, depending on how you view D'Angelo Russell slash Anthony Edwards, if you really have that much confidence in the dude. So, how can this trade get done? Well, in my opinion, there should be two untouchables on the team for sure, and a third player that is likely untouchable as well. So, for the two untouchables, we have Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. Now, if Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell weren't friends, I would say that D'Angelo Russell should definitely be traded. However, they are friends. It's pretty well documented that them and Devin Booker are friends, the NBA's trio of bad defenders. And the fact of the matter is that, you're not going to want to trade your friend away, right? We're not going to see that happen. So I believe that for that reason, D'Angelo Russell is untouchable. Karl Anthony Towns, that should be obvious. And Anthony Edwards, once again, obvious. Number 1 overall pick, shown flashes of promise, freaking murdered a man on the court the other day. I mean, that's self-explanatory. So who did I pick for them to trade for? I decided to pick Malik Beasley, formerly of the Denver Nuggets. Why Malik Beasley? Well, quite simply, this team does not have a need for another guard, right? Malik Beasley's 6'4", so he plays the shooting guard position naturally. Too small to play, small forward position, in my opinion, at least. And Malik Beasley, he's extremely talented offensively, right? At least this season. So he had pretty limited usage on the Denver Nuggets, but now with increased usage, he's averaging 33 minutes a game before he was suspended for threatening a relative, which is an issue. But anyways, he's averaging 33 minutes and 20 points per game, which is pretty good. I mean, that's very good. But he got suspended for like 19 games, I believe, for threatening to kill someone with a shotgun. Pretty interesting topic there, I believe, but we'll talk about that later on. Anyways, long story short, Malik Beasley. You have Anthony Edwards and, worst case scenario, Jarrett Culver at the guard position, right? And while Jarrett Culver has not looked like he would be, the player we all thought he was, he's a defensive specialist for sure, which leads me to believe, at least, that they're more willing to hold on to him on a defensive needy team than Malik Beasley. If that makes any sense. Basically, they're prioritizing defense over offense, which is understandable at this point. So, now that we, talked about that, and just so you all know, Jarrett Culver was riding the bench for a while there. He's getting, iffy minutes now. But basically, Jarrett Culver and Malik Beasley, I think one of them needs to go, right? For John Collins. Honestly, Jarrett Culver makes more sense in Atlanta, but Malik Beasley is more valuable of an asset, so that's why I believe he will get traded for John Collins in this hypothetical trade. So obviously picks would need to be included, which is kind of an issue, I guess. The Timberwolves don't currently have their first-round pick this year due to, getting rid of Andrew Wiggins and that hellish contract. So that could be potentially an issue, but I don't think it will be. Yeah, that's about it. So, quick soundbite, I guess, at the very end there. Miles Turner, I also considered him very strongly, honestly, for a while. And same general idea, except you're sacrificing offense for defense, which honestly they could do. But if they want to go with the whole Brooklyn Nets theory, which is basically, more offense than anything, John Collins would be the move. It all depends personally on what you favor. I ultimately decided to go with John Collins because he's been a lot more rumored in trade discussions. And I believe he's younger too, so that fit the Timberwolves roster. So that was it. As stated before, subscribe. It helped me out a ton. Like the video. Comment down below what you think about this because, I was iffy on this one, to be completely honest. But yeah, I decided to go through with it. So, yeah, tell me if you got any ideas for me. As I said before, less uploads. I'm going to try and do 3 to 4 a week. But the uploads are going to go up in quality. I mean, it's not just going to be me, blabbering on and on. I'm going to pull out actual stats, as you saw before, defensive metrics, more on about, the potential trades and the potential players involved, all that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel. Love y'all.